Hello my gorgeous sweetie darlings. I have a very different video today. I don't want to get into the ethics and morality of the replica industry, but this company reached out to me and wanted me to review a bag. Why not? I authenticate Louis Vuitton on the grey market and I was curious. I did receive my first real Louis Vuitton on my 20th or 21st birthday from my mum. And it sparked my love for the brand because I had to authenticate for years. Like, it was always a side gig of mine. I had to handle a lot of replicas. So handling replicas actually helped me become better at my job. But also with all of this stuff coming out about designer factories and China, the replica industry can also help you decide if you want to buy the real thing or not, because you get to use the bag, spend a couple $100s and see how the bag fares before spending actual money on it. I know a lot of people who have both. I have handled some really convincing replicas. I will even go so far to say that I have, and I'm saying this in all sincerity, I have seen replicas hold up better than authentic pieces. I have seen some pretty flimsy, disappointing quality inauthentic bags. The prices they're charging sometimes is outrageous. And put it this way, I bought this little Longchamp look-alike pouch from the pound shop in England, which actually sparked my love for Longchamp, and I ended up buying a whole bunch of authentic bags because of that. So I will say sometimes replicas can be a gateway often to buy authentic pieces because they spark a love for buying the real thing. They get to kind of test drive a replica before actually wanting to take the dive and spending that kind of money. But prices are outrageous right now, especially with the declining quality with a lot of brands, not just Louis Vuitton, but Chanel, lots of brands. But anyway, I received the bag today and I agreed to give my full honest review. So the company is called BABALA bags and all the information will be listed below. But I'm not here to cast judgment and look down on people who don't buy authentic. A lot of people do not have that kind of money. And I'm not telling everyone to go buy designer pieces. I will review my bags. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to cast judgment. It's not my place. There's a lot of controversy and corruption even with actual authentic designers and their companies. Just dive into the history and there is corruption everywhere. A lot of controversy and a lot of questionable things going on. I had a friend who had a replica Speedy for years, and she loved it so much that she saved her money and eventually bought an authentic. But without that replica, she wouldn't have taken the further step. Do you know what I mean? It's the very first time in all the years that I've had my channel, so I'm actually quite interested to see how this is. First of all, the box they sent me is really nice, but unfortunately it got damaged during transit. But anyway, the embossing and things are very close to the authentic boxes I've had in the past. It's quite impressive if I say so myself. I had a choice between a few different bags. I chose this one specifically because I was actually looking to buy the real thing. You see, and I wanted to see how it was. I thought, why not? They're offering me to review a bag. I'm going to ask for a bag that I was actually interested in. This bag actually came with a gorgeous monogram tissue paper, the Louis Vuitton ribbon. The dust bag is actually quite good. The color and everything. Okay. This is beautiful, I have to say. The stitching, the thread color, everything looks really authentic. I'm really shocked. Okay, so they have these protective rubber little pieces to protect the bottom of the bag, which is amazing. Look at the placement of the feet. The symmetry of the canvas, the symmetry of the stitching. Like it's terrifyingly accurate, I must say. Okay, so they have protectors on the buckle. This is the Vachetta tag. This leather is supposed to be treated. That's why it kind of looks a little farther along in patina, which means that it will retain its color for longer. It's not going to get such easy water spots. This is exactly the same tag I have on my Speedy Soft Dark, but it's Vachetta. It's like a fake luggage tag for like cuteness, for aesthetic. My Authentic Speedy has exactly the same tag, but it's black and silver. Okay, air paper. Hold on. This is a beautiful bag. Like, if I dare say, I wouldn't be able to tell it's a replica just even handling it. It's the quality feels better than some authentics I've handled, if I dare say that. There's a snap button closure here, and it has a protective little piece. I'm just going to show you. There's a little, I have to take off the plastic, hold on. It's a little plastic. Everything is protected on this bag. I think a lot of care went into protecting all the little pieces. Very strong magnetic button. And there's also a drawstring Vachetta tie. These don't bother me. The tote my parents brought me back from Italy has these exact same ties. It's very in style right now in Italy. They don't bother me. They can be tucked in. Also, as time goes on, they will soften up and become very, very flexible and soft. So they're not going to be as stiff. I know people complain about the stiffness of them. The inside reminds me of some classic Louis Vuitton bags with the very dark oxblood microfiber interior. There's a large zippered compartment. It's also protected. Holy crap. The etching, the laser, it's actually laser embossed, which is like the authentic. And it's so crisp and clear. Like, it's actually really impressive. And they have 2 slip compartments below the zippered compartment. Let's see how the zipper is. Very smooth. I want to see if there's a date code. There's a lot of things I look for when I authenticate bags of Louis Vuitton bags in recent years. There used to be suede, brushed suede, but now it's microfiber, and microfiber feels a lot cheaper than suede. So lots of authentic bags, my authentic bags exactly like this. But again, quality has gone down in a lot of ways with a lot of companies. The ring on the inside. But I just want you to see that stitching. This is actually gorgeous. I will say this is a beautiful bag. I've handled so many authentic pieces and so many replicas too, because I told you I do this as a side job. This hardware is really nice. Like, it's heavy duty. It feels amazing. I have not seen a single flaw on this bag. it's not just one thing in isolation. It's a whole bunch of things I look at on one transaction to determine the authenticity of a bag. Date codes can be replicated, but they're not always accurate with the batch numbers and years. Found it. From the date code, this is the indicating factor of why I would know it's not authentic. But this is the only factor, because so far, from the stitching, the placement, the canvas, everything, color. So it says FL1210. FL is France. There's a whole bunch of different date codes, but FL is one of the ones that means France. 1210 means that it was made in the 11th week of 2020. 2020, this bag did not exist. So this is the only indicating factor right now, so far, that I would know that it's not authentic. But everything else, you can't bloody tell. And you know what? If you're going to start charging such outrageous prices, your quality should match, right? Like I get why people end up buying high-end replicas. If you see me go like this, it's because I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how good the quality is. I just didn't expect to see or handle a replica so beautiful. Like, this is the most, just aside from the fact that it is a high-end replica, it is one of the most beautiful bags I've seen. The vachetta quality, the stitching, the symmetry, the craftsmanship is pretty amazing. They even have the proportions of, I look for ratio when it comes to small details of the font. The O is correct, the L is correct, the R is correct, and where the trademark R is correct. So even from this font, I wouldn't be able to tell. It's very gorgeous. And you know, a lot of the companies right now in China are outing designer companies saying they come from the same factory. I can believe it, because apart from this date code, this bag is reminiscent of original Louis Vuitton bags, how the quality used to be, because the quality used to be like this. They all used to be like this. When I was a kid in the 90s, I remember my mother's bags being like this. But the problem is they're not like this. A lot of them are not. And that's when it's very disappointing. And that's when you start questioning, is it worth it? Are people being ripped off? So why people rave about this bag is because of the adjustable shoulder strap. Having adjustable shoulder straps means, how many loops did I leave out? 1, 2, 3. Having adjustable shoulder straps means that you can wear it crossbody, you can wear it shorter like a tote, you can wear it hobo, you can wear a longer shoulder strap. And because it's thick, it's supposed to be one of the most comfortable totes by Louis Vuitton right now. So I'm actually going to make it shorter. I want to see, I love the shape of it. It's like a hobo shape almost. Let's put it in the middle where it's like, let's put it there. There's a little loop right here as well. I want to show you. I'm sorry, just look at that stitching. Look. It's really beautiful. Like, this bag would be worth a couple grand. Do you know what I mean? If they actually, you know, and I'm not saying they don't make good quality bags anymore, but it's not always guaranteed, is it? Both my mom and I have been big Louis Vuitton fans for years and years. Like, she got me into it, and we have seen drops in quality. We have had inconsistency in quality, and there is a huge difference between vintage bags and new bags. They're not the same. I just want to... Okay, hold on. I just want to see on the shortest setting what it looks like. Because then you're really using this loop at the side. So they have a loop on each side. And when it's at the shortest setting, it's very close to the bottom, the end. The vacata is stunning on this bag. I'm really in shock. And here's the other side. It's a beautiful shape. And it comes with a pouch. So I just want to say, this style of Louis Vuitton bag, even though it's a newly released style of this year, it's very reminiscent of classic vintage Louis Vuitton bags. Just the shape of it, the way it looks like a classic tote. Like, it doesn't look like one of those really fatty, trendy bags that's going to go out of fashion. Here's, and this also was protected. I just took off the rubber protection. You can see the detail there. This also has protection on it. I will take it off. This has a beautiful vacata lining, also with, ooh, the zipper is so nice. Look at how beautiful the inner tag is. I'm really impressed. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be unfair of me to just bash it like, oh, it's not good, it's not authentic. It's like really beautiful. So this is the vacata strap that's supposed to go on here. Hold on. Look how big it is. This could be used as a clutch. I love how skinny it is because it's got a slim profile. And it could go in with different bags. You can wear it as a bag. It looks much sleeker than even the pochette accessoire, in my opinion. Okay, I am trying to work out how to put this on because this is a new style of, because usually this goes through here somehow. But this is so wide, I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, I get it. Here we go. There we go. So this is how the lanyard looks attached. This just looks very quintessentially classic Louis Vuitton. One continuous piece of canvas, yes. That's also why it's very classic Louis Vuitton, because one side is upside down. I love this pouch. I actually like it better than the ones that come with the Neverfull. It just looks more classic, if I can say that. And like a classic Louis Vuitton, it has a D-ring in the bag. Almost all vintage and classic Louis Vuittons have a D-ring inside to attach to other things, and it's so lovely that it actually comes with a pouch. That is one nice thing about modern Louis Vuitton bags, is that they do come with a pouch. Pouch is too big to fit inside of the inner pocket, even though the interior zipper pocket is very large. The pochette is larger, It's such a good size though. It's very sizable, and I think it's actually such a beautiful bag. So you can tie it like that. These don't bother me. I think because of the Italian bag I have from my parents, what I liked about my other bag with these drawstrings, when you're flying, it just adds security to close your bag shut without a zipper. And you can fit more stuff. You can stuff more things in the bag because there is no zipper. Zippers kind of limit how much you can put in a bag, but you can actually stuff it a little bit more when there is no zipper, because you can put it up all to the rim and then use this to just kind of like secure everything together. But these drawstrings will prevent things from falling out, because even though there's a magnetic button, if you stuff the bag so much, the button doesn't really hold much. If you really stuff the bag, it's only good if you don't have too much inside the bag. Hold on. This is the shortest setting. I'm 5'6". I actually like it at this height. I like hobo bags. It has a very lovely silhouette. It's squishy, it's smushy. And there's different ways you can tie the drawstring. I just still cannot get over the quality of this bag. It's absolutely stunning. The treated leather is so nice. It is such a nice color because it's like a perfect even patina. And it will be more resistant. You don't have to kind of do those oil treatments to try and weatherproof your bag. Vachetta anyway, like I don't have a problem. They're supposed to patina, but usually you need to do some coats of oil and water, like baby wipes with mostly water, to get that even patina and to weatherproof your bag, but you don't have to do it with this. It's a really sizable bag. Great for travel, work, everyday, whatever, baby, uni. I know there's different ways to tie the bag. There's like different ways to, like online, girls doing all kinds of fancy knots and everything. I'm not going to show that to you. But I think it's a beautiful bag, and I'm quite impressed with the quality. And if people told me that they do get the bags from the same factory, I would believe it, because this is actually amazing. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.